Hey, it's Tom from Inspiration Metalworks, and we finally get back in the shop and do a little machining. Well, it has been entirely too long since I've had a chance to get into the shop and get working again and having some fun. And so luckily, over the last couple of weekends, I have managed to get a little bit of time in the shop, get some stuff done. And I did shoot some video. It's okay. I'm still getting the hang of some of this stuff. Just to give you guys a short update before we get in there. GoPro mounts suck. These things break and are just crap, right? Yay. So this guy that I was putting in the mill, that didn't last. I switched to this one, right? Works okay. It did work, so I got some video. It's not as great as I'd like it to be, but it's something. So there's two things that I made. The first one is a part. I can't show you the whole assembly, but I figure the ends of this thing, it's just a rectangle with some holes drilled in it, and you know, nothing special about a rectangle. So what was a challenge with this is the shape and size, right? So we'll go through that. And then the other thing I did was making a whole bunch of these caps. And if you follow me on social media, Instagram or things like that, and there's a link down below in the description, you've probably seen that I've been working on this stuff. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, well, the stock that I had for these parts is way oversized, and I have to bring it down on both sides. So I'm having to go through and take off the width, and then just doing a quick check here. It should have been about 3 inches. You know, it was plus or minus a mile, so it wasn't a big deal on the tolerance there. So we got that going, and you notice I have a couple pieces in there, even though I only need one right now. It provides some stability and backup in case I mess it up. So next, get in the side, and you see I use a shear hog here as well. All right, so you know, rough the sides down and then just do a nice little finish pass on it afterwards. I found it was the easiest way to get it to length, and I was within a couple of tenths doing it this way, so it worked out really well. So here's just that quick cleanup pass, just a hair, because the shear hog does okay on the floor finish, but not on the sidewall. So definitely needed to do that cleanup. From here, it got interesting. I had to figure out how to do this because it was really tall, and I had to put holes. You know, so basically 4 holes in it. You know, they were equally spaced though. So I used the mount for the vise as a stop and a can't twist clamp. And originally, the first couple of them I did manually. I just ran it in there, and then I was like, wait a minute, why am I doing this? I got a CNC machine. So I programmed it in and got it going to drill, and then to go ahead and thread mill, as opposed to doing the tapping by hand afterwards. So yeah, that made it a whole lot faster. Then I had to get everything cleaned up, and I was running a bunch of parts for Marty. So UHMW parts. These go to a lock that he makes for weightlifting bars. Right? So this is just the cover plate for it, and it's interesting because this stuff. It really has a lot of stresses in it. So when I took the top off, when I face it, you find that it gets a little bit of a bow in there. But you know, it's pretty straightforward. The longest part of this operation is engraving all that stuff on the top. And you might wonder why I face it first. Well, I face it, even though this stock was coming out beautifully. It doesn't always come out as nicely. We don't always get blanks as nice as this. And so I always face it so I've got a nice uniform surface to do the engraving on, so that you can actually see everything. I use the trick that I've seen a couple people doing lately, where I use a ball end mill, but I use the engrave function in Fusion to do that. So it works out really well. And then just doing little chamfers, a little cleanup here, nothing too difficult. Works out really well. Takes about 4 minutes per part on these. Well, as you can see, I had to get a little creative with some of this stuff. You shouldn't let things get in your way, right? Challenges simply mean you have to be smarter than the situation that you're in, right? So you just got to get in there and look at it differently and get it done. So yeah, I hope that worked out. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Again, try to speed it up for you, make it a little more enjoyable, since it was a couple of different things in a row. Oh, one other thing. I'd be curious to hear what you guys think about the audio. I'm using a new microphone. It is a Rode mic that I'm using. It's shotgun mic. So hopefully you're not getting any of the background noise, the heat running, stuff like that. So hopefully that's working well. I got some new equipment coming, some new stuff in the works. I want to say thanks to the folks at Patreon who've been supporting me for, it's been a little over a year now that I've been on Patreon. So I just want to say thanks to everybody on there, because it's because of folks like you that me and I can get this stuff and get this ready. And I've been updating my Patreon site, so if you haven't been there in a while, take a look at it, take a look at why I'm doing things. I've got a new video to put up. I haven't done it yet, but read through it. Yeah, I assume you can read. You guys are good. But yeah, read through it, take a look. I sponsor the Bar Z Summer Bash. I do the live stream there. It's 8 straight hours of live streaming. And that is my way of giving back to Stan, but giving to the community as a whole. It's hard, and one of the things that I need to do in order to do a better job at it is to do things like get this new microphone, and hopefully that microphone will get rid of some of the ambient noise. Over the course of the year, I test these things out, I make sure everything's going to work, I set it up, I do practice, dry runs to make sure that it's all ready to go, so that the day of, it just works. So that's what Patreon does, is it helps defray some of those costs, because that I put hundreds of dollars into this out of my own pocket. Actually, I don't even want to think about how much I've put into it, but it's okay. I don't mind. Like I said, it's something that I really enjoy doing, and you guys are worth it. So yeah, thanks. Anyways, let's wrap it up. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. This should come out maybe Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, should be. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you liked what you saw, click that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Always looking for constructive criticism, right? If you see a better, or if you know of a better way to do something, share it, right? Don't hoard the knowledge. Share it. Make sure that knowledge gets out there. All right, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox. Take care. I'll see you soon.